every business or nonprofit need a strategic plan? Well, the first thing I want to say is, if you haven't ever heard me say this before, you're going to hear it now. Nonprofit is your tax status. It should not be your business model. And whether you think a business plan is a 4-letter word or not, you need goals and objectives, implementation plans, strategies for success, and putting all of that down in one document and using it to create your path forward. We just call that a strategic plan. You can call it whatever you want. You call it Mandy's map to success. I don't care what you call it. But you need a plan, and it needs to be written, and it needs to be approved by your board of directors, stakeholders, key staff. Everybody needs to be invested in the strategic plan. If you don't have a written strategic plan that has been approved, then this is one thing that can happen. Your board of directors gets together, they have their board meeting, somebody has this great idea. They're like, oh, we should do this thing. We should add this thing to our list of stuff to do, right? And the executive director's sitting there going, oh, we don't have the capacity for that. That's not what they asked me to do in my job description. That's not the goals for the year. But if there's no strategic plan, there's no mediator to say, hey, so you guys have approved these specific goals and objectives for this year, and these are the strategies we're using to accomplish them. That sounds like a great idea. Perhaps we can look at that when we revisit strategic plan for next year, or when we're rewriting it in 3 years, or whatever your time frame is, right? Without that plan in place, it's sort of like hiring an executive director with no job description. Really, you're going to do whatever anybody asks you to do all the time because you don't have a written job description that says what you should be doing. It's easy when someone comes to you and you have a written job description to say, oh, that falls out of the parameters of what you hired me to do, right? You didn't hire me to be your marketing director. You hired me to be your development director. And you had a marketing director when you hired me, so I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how to use that software. That's not my skill set. I'm going to have to push back a little bit on that, right? If you don't have a strategic plan as an organization, as an executive director, it's hard to say, yeah, that's not really where we're trying to go. That's not what the board has approved for us moving forward, right? If you don't have a written strategic plan, you don't have a mediator. If you go to talk to a potential major funder, for those of you that haven't started writing grants yet, some of you maybe have and haven't seen this, but a lot of foundations, especially the more robust foundations, want to see a copy of your strategic plan. They want to know where you're going and how you're going to get there. They want to know that you have a plan for success. They want to know what their impact in your organization's plan is. Like, if we give you money, what is it going to do for your organization, and how do you know that? What has already been written, right? So having a strategic plan is an amazing tool. It allows for the possibility of succession planning. It allows for the possibility of program growth, capacity building within the organization. It helps for the possibility of building really strong partnerships and collaborations in your community. And it serves as a mediator. So, Marie and I both have worked in leadership roles in lots and lots of nonprofits. We serve on boards of directors for nonprofits. And I can tell you, we don't work with organizations, we don't invest our own time in organizations that don't have a strategic plan, because it's really hard to say what we're going to be able to do to participate to help them be successful, because we don't know what their goals are as an organization. Now, have we worked with organizations that didn't have one, but we wanted to help them get one established? Sure, because not everybody does have one initially, and not everyone understands the value of it until you have that type of conversation. But I encourage you to understand that organizations that are successful have a plan, right? They may not call it a strategic plan, but a written plan that says where you're going and how you're going to get there is something your organization needs to focus on if you want to lay a foundation for success.